Courage My Soul. And this is a brand new piece. We'll only do a little of it.
It's okay.
Okay, well, I want the world premiere to really be the world premiere. I don't want to take your world premiere away from you. But we'll start. This is a piece that was commissioned for Shalloway, and you will hear it in its entirety, not if, when you come to the concert, one of the concerts this weekend, because I know all of you will be delighted, hopefully. Don't you want all of them to come? Yeah. Okay. So we'll just do some of the piece because this will be a preview, but we definitely won't go to the double bar because I want to save you that opportunity.
And I just want to know that this is written, it's as a tribute to the regiment, to the Beaumont Hamlet men who died 100 years. And you'll notice when you hear some of the words how it's so connected, so it's done as a tribute to the Beaumont Hamlet.
Awesome. Okay, here we go. Not that I remember it, but we'll find out. Here we go. To experiment with a couple of things that we experiment with. Some of these things we experimented with in a different piece and not this one because we had a limited time to work on each piece. But here's one of the things that will help, again, in the gospel style in particular, but also in African American spirituals. It's important for singers to always be aware of the rhythmic subdivisions in the piece. So it's not enough just to know where 1, 2, 3, and 4 are, but where subdivisions occur. The ands in particular, because this piece is very syncopated, right? Courage, my soul. That's all syncopated, right? And let us journey on. One of the things that we want to think about is when we sustain a note, courage, my soul. So let's do this. So we're going to attack the subdivision, and let's sing Courage My Soul. So we're just attacking the subdivision. And I want you to bob your head, and 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 bob your head. And so now it's just the wink of the eye. The bob of the head becomes the wink of the eye. Wink, 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 wink. Good. 1, 2, ready, sing. Courage my soul. Watch what I do with the accompaniment being played. 1, 2, watch what I do. Okay, so we'll start one more time. 1, watch what I do, and now think about the word that I do, that my hand moves on. I'll show you from the side what I'm doing. 1, 2, ready, act. And can you move your hand the same way that I do? And think about what your voice might end up doing. 1, 2, ready, go. Bob your head a little bit. Keep going. Here we go. What you just did kinesthetically. So again, I imprinted them with everything they need to know stylistically about this piece. I haven't said one word to them using a technical or musical term about my expectations. I haven't used one word. I'm from Missouri. It's known as the show me state. My grandmother, when I would get in trouble as a little boy, which was rare, by the way, my brother was quite that brother. My grandmother would say, I'm going to show you. I can tell you it was like, trouble now, we're in trouble now. And the punishment was always something very demonstrative, you know. It's like, okay, you got into that bottle of wine, guess what? Come Saturday morning, you're going to drink all of it. I've never been so drunk in all my life. You didn't hear that. So that's the tradition I came from. Here we go. So now, can you sing what you just did? But you're gonna keep, you're not gonna bob your head so much, but you're gonna keep this going. But keep the groove somewhere in your body. You don't have to bob your head because I don't want it to interfere with vocal production. But somewhere in your body, you keep the beat going. Here we go. And sing what you see. Sing what you see. Turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor, sing what you see.
Neighbor, sing what you see.
Here we go. One, right where they come in. 1, 2, tap, and go. The rhythmic subdivision and that sense of moving forward, as well as the pulsation that runs through the sustained notes at the ends of the phrases, okay? And this one I actually did with them last night. Remember this? When did I do that? The storm is passing over. Can we start right there? At the storm. This unison, yeah. Is it the storm or and the storm? I have no idea.
And the storm is passing.
And the storm, 1, and go.
And the storm is passing over.
Good, do it one more time. Listen to the effect. 1, and go.
And the storm is passing over.
Did you feel like something was passing over? And so this is also something that has strong implications for us as conductors. Most of us in our training learn, right? This is what we learn, right? But is this really the music? This is just the organization metrically of what's happening in the music. And so I encourage all of us, don't be afraid to deviate from traditional conducting patterns, because to be honest with you, if I stand in front of them, sing The Storm is Passing Over. Now they know what to do, but 1, and go.
And the storm is passing over.
Sing it again, 1, and go.
And the storm is passing over.
Now which gestures had more meaning? They sang exactly what they saw, right? And so often we underestimate the musicality of our singers, and by the same token, the reason we underestimate the musicality of our singers is because sometimes we as conductors underestimate the musicality of what we can do outside of the traditional beat patterns. In my 25 years of teaching, I have conducted thousands of choirs and tens of thousands of kids. I have never had one kid raise their hand in rehearsal and say, Mr. Dillworth, Dr. Dillworth, Rollo, Dr. Rollo, whatever they feel comfortable calling. Can you make sure that beat 2 goes a little bit more this way when you're conducting us? They don't care about that. But sometimes we as teachers get too concerned about that, right? And that often prevents us from really showing the music. Sing again, please, and the storm. 1, and 2.
And the storm is passing over.
Sing it again, 1, and go.
And the storm is passing over. Hallelujah.
You're not going to find that in a conducting manual, but that's the music. So as we begin, you may have a seat, young people. as we begin to help our singers unpack the expressive elements of the music, we ourselves have to be willing to be equally expressive. And this is no indictment against what you all do here, because I actually don't know. But I can tell you, in the United States, our music teacher training programs are not, in my mind, doing enough, oh, this is going on recording, are not doing enough to help the teacher be more expressive while on the podium or in the classroom. Because I think sometimes there's so much attention paid on whether or not this is happening and it's happening perfectly, and that everything that the conducting manuals tell us to do is there. Well, I'm here to tell you that it is probably better to abandon that and take the risk of being more musical with your hands and your body if you want your singers to be that way. Because if they see this, they're going to sing in a way that is probably doesn't maximize their potential for being expressive. If we decide to do this, I'm not saying that you can't do this. This is actually perfectly fine. But there's more to do when you're working with this style of music. When you're working in the gospel tradition in particular, it is not about what the music looks like metrically. It's about what it feels like and what it sounds like emotionally. And so we have to kind of take ourselves out of the realm of what Western classical traditions teach us, because music on the African continent is all about movement. There is no separation between dance and movement and everyday living, let alone music making in general. So as we think about working with our students, think more about the movement that we can incorporate into our teaching, as opposed to concerning ourselves totally with where's one, where's two, where's three, where's four. If the truth be told, your singers will begin to take responsibility for where 1, 2, 3, and 4 are. They're going to have to be able to feel it for themselves, right? So give them that responsibility so that you can really help them move to that level of being expressive and making the music, managing their tone, managing those rhythmic underpinnings by doing movement activities with them, and certainly helping them to be expressive with the text that they're trying to communicate. And we talked a little bit about that yesterday, and how important it is for the voices to really become the words.